5:30 p.m. this Saturday at the Aviva Stadium is going to be the place to be. Two of Europe's top rugby clubs go head-to-head again. We've got another Leinster versus LaRochelle clash of the Titans in the Champions Cup knockout stages. I'm so excited for this game. I hope you are too. And how's it going to pan out this time? Currently, for knockout stages, LaRochelle are winning 3-0. But could this be the year where Leinster get to turn it around and get a little bit of revenge for those defeats? Over recent years, it's just been a series of agony for Leinster. I think they lost the first matchup back in, was it 2021? Something like 32-21 at La Rochelle's ground. Probably the most comprehensive win that La Rochelle have had over them recently. And then there were the two finals in 2022 in Marseille. Leinster leading the game for large chunks, but La Rochelle come back in the 78th minute with a late try from Raymond Rule to break those Leinster hearts. And then it looked like in 2023, another matchup in the final, this time at the Aviva. It looked to be all going Leinster's way. They took a 17-0 lead early on, 3 great tries. But La Rochelle just showed their resilience, dug in and came back, and then pipped them by a point at the end, just to kind of really, I guess, pressure on, put on that heartbreak to Leinster. So is this the year where it comes good? So obviously both teams got through the round of 16. Leinster a little bit more smoothly than La Rochelle. Leinster had that good 36-22 win, I think it was, against Leicester. Nice, lovely Gibson Park hat trick. Have to say, really, really loving the Leinster Champions Cup kit. That slightly different shade of blue with the purple, I think just looks absolutely brilliant. So yeah, not a massive workout for Leinster at the weekend. Leicester played well, but Leinster were too good for them. And then La Rochelle had quite the journey. So they travelled down to Cape Town to play the Stormers. Very much a repeat of the game that had happened in the pool stages. Stormers got off to a good start. La Rochelle did what they do. They kind of bully their way back into a game. They took the lead. And then right at the death, Marnie Lebock, lovely crossfield kick to land the try in, but he missed the conversion, and there La Rochelle sneaked through by 1 point. So that's what set up this exciting, enthralling encounter this Saturday. And I'd love to know how you think this game's going to pan out. It was interesting in some of the comments from some of my earlier videos about the Champions Cup. Leinster fans were falling into two camps. There was the camp who did not want to face La Rochelle again. They were very much hoping Stormers would do a job on them. And then there were another camp where they were very much like, no, let's bring it on. Let's get La Rochelle up to the Aviva. Let's get them beaten and kind of progress having beaten the champions. So yeah, let me know what you think is going to happen this weekend. Love to read your comments. And while you're there, if you're enjoying this content, please do give me a like and subscribe. Really appreciate any support you can give. Now, from my perspective, I actually think this is going to be Leinster's best chance to beat La Rochelle in the knockout stages. And I've got 4 reasons why that I'm going to share with you now. First reason is that whole hoodoo of can Leinster beat La Rochelle is gone. It's gone because of the pool stages this season. Leinster went to La Rochelle. I think they won something like 16-9. I may have that wrong. Certainly remember Lama scored a great try, and they very much deserve that lead. So hoodoo done. They know they can beat La Rochelle on their day. No problems at all. Reason 2, La Rochelle have just travelled to South Africa, had a very tough game, and then have travelled to Cork. Now, I think that travel is going to be really taking something out of them. I think last season games were all at home as they worked their way through to the final. This season they've had to, go on a long distance travel, put up a really tough show in the second half. So I think that's going to take something out of their legs. And obviously Leinster have just been hanging around in Dublin. So I think that's going to make a big difference. Reason 3, I just don't think La Rochelle are the team that they have been in the last couple of years. Their league form has been patchy. Also, their Champions Cup form was patchy. I think they lost their first two games. So then they're not as secure and as strong as they have been. Still a great side, very much so. Still got great players. and still look, show that they can win the tough games by nipping that result in Cape Town at the weekend. However, they have lost 10 games in the top 14 this season, and as I already mentioned, those 2 games in the Champions Cup. So I think there's a vulnerability about them. Reason 4, and I think this one is even more interesting, is La Rochelle, as far as I can tell, and I might have this wrong, and I'm sure people will tell me if I have, I think they've only won 3 away games this season. One in the top 14, I think it was against Poe, and as I say, I could have that wrong, and then they've beaten, I think it was Sale away, and also beat Stormers at the weekend. So they've only won 3 away games, and obviously the Aviva is a tough place to go. So I think that very much falls in Leinster's favour as well. And I'm going to throw in a little bonus reason also. Looking at the odds at the bookmakers, I think some of the bookmakers have got Leinster 3-1 on to win this match. And bookies rarely get it wrong. They do get it wrong sometimes, but they rarely get it wrong. So looking like there's a lot of things in Leinster's favour. But as I say, I cannot wait for this match. It's the quarterfinal that I'm most looking forward to. It's probably the matchup between 2 clubs in Europe that I most look forward to as well. So I'm sure it will be an immense, brilliant game. And as I say, let me know your comments. How do you think this one will pan out? Are you excited? Are you worried? Do you think Leinster are going to do it this time? And while you're there, please do give me a like and subscribe. Enjoy the match and see you on the next one.